Please talk to us. What are students typically going through after an event like this? Both students who were there at FSU and students here at Lynn who are looking at the events that happened.
I think at first it's pretty surreal, like just this disbelief, this is actually happening. And it's happening to me, and it's happening where I am. You know, we hear about it, we read about it, but it's always a little bit removed. So when it's actually me that's in the situation, there's that sense of like, is this really happening? And then some kind of like shock, like just disbelief. There's that fight or flight mode gets in, so adrenaline just kind of floods our body, and we really just react immediately, initially. That's all we're doing, is just reacting, not even thinking.
And what mental health resources are available here at Lynn for students who are emotionally affected by this event?
That's a great question. We have counseling services available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, depending on the day. And the services that we provide here, they're free. It's included in tuition, so there's no extra financial burden, and we can get students in pretty quickly. Sometimes we have walk-in crisis appointments available if a student, isn't expecting to have a strong emotional reaction, but then they just find themselves in a tough way. They can just walk in, and more often than not, we'll get to see them within the hour.
And how can students, teachers, parents, peers, communities help identify when someone doesn't seem like themselves? What are the signs?
I would say the biggest indicator that I could say, like sweeping across the board, is a change in demeanor. So if somebody's usually withdrawn and then you notice that they are in fact still withdrawn, not a concern. But if someone's usually outgoing and then all of a sudden their demeanor changes, that's what we look for.
And how important is it for counselors and faculty to have a relationship with their students regarding school violence?
I think connection is so important. It's so key, not just education situations, but just across the community. Having a connection with somebody so people don't feel disenfranchised, so people don't feel isolated and alone, so they know that if they do feel in a bad way, starting to have some thoughts they're not comfortable with, or they think could be harmful or hurtful, they have someone that they can speak to.